Bradley, Mark here from Cycling News. I just wanted to ask you whether you're aware of the support back home, and that there's a lot of people decked out in yellow jerseys and yellow shirts back home, and sort of 10 or 20 years ago that would have been unheard of, really. How does that make you feel?
Well, I mean, it's I have no sense of that, really. We're very much in a bubble, concentrating on what we're doing every day, day in, day out, and we're quite protected from all that sort of stuff. But you do get, it does filter in, you know, a bit through things like Twitter and direct messaging and things. People, or, you know, for me, people that in the, like in the music world, people like Steve White and that, you know, messaging and saying, you know, what fantastic it is. So it's what sometimes happens in sport, that it kind of just goes beyond sport, and other people start paying attention. Really, I even had a direct message from Joey Barton, which was really weird, you know. But he particularly liked me swearing the other week, which was funny. So that, where else would that ever happen, you know? So it's, but I mean, in terms of like the people, you know, I mean, cycling is an inspirational sport, you know. I mean, you know, I'm not ashamed to admit that when I watched Cadell win this tour last year, I mean, I was absolutely inspired by it. I had a broken collarbone, and it was like being a kid again, you know. I went and got on the turbo that night, and you know, and that's what cycling does to people, and that's what it does to me, and that's what's given me, you know, that's what's made me get up every morning and go training and put in the time that we've put in to this project, was for this day, you know. And if this inspires someone else to do it, I think it's incredible.
Bradley, a lot of us here have seen you win a lot of things over the years. Don't think we've seen you quite as emotional as you are right now, for very obvious reasons. Perhaps you'd like to just explain why and how it sinks in, and just how much it means to you beyond what you've already said. Because it seems to me as if today you've probably dredged up quite a lot that's happened in your life.
Yeah, I have. I mean, it's you know, just going. I mean, the last 10k, really, I was thinking of a lot of things like that. Really, it was spurring me on to go even harder. But just thinking back to sort of my childhood, you know, my father leaving us when I was a kid, and you know, growing up with my mum in flat, and you know, my grandfather sort of brought me up. He was my father role model, and he died when I was on the tour 2 years ago in 2010, you know. So when I came home from the tour in 2010, I had to go to his funeral and stuff, and you know, my wife and children have sort of had to live with me for the last 4 years, really, and go through all. Because it's not only, you know, me that takes all the criticism. Oh, Wiggins will never win the tour when I signed for Sky. Yeah, the tour was flat in 2009. That's why he got fourth. You know, and just having to live with that on a daily basis. This I would say is a burden, but this thing I've been trying to do, which was win the tour, and all those things really that, you know, going back as a child watching the Tour de France as a kid on telly, and that from the age of 10, 11, 12, all through the injuring years, and you know, dreaming that one day you would win the tour, but never really imagine, you know, at that age thinking, well, what chances, you know, kid growing up in central London, is he ever going to win the tour? And so all those things really, it's just that it's been an incredible road really, you know, all through, you know, since I was junior world champion in '98, and you know, being in that British setup with Dave Brailsford and Shane, and they've seen me not only grow from a teenager over the years, but, you know, go through everything really. I mean, get married and have children, and ups and downs, and this, that and the other, and winning Olympic golds, and going to all the Olympics with them, and World Championships, and to today where it's, you know, I've won the tour, and barring tomorrow, you know. So in sporting terms really, I've got a lot of other things in my life that mean more to me than this, and I'd give this up tomorrow for that. But in a sporting sense, in what you work for, you achieve, you've got to go out and work. So you need routine in your life. You need something to aspire to. It's what keeps you going every day, and this has been that for me for the last 4 years. So in it, in a sporting sense, yeah, it's my greatest sporting achievement, but bloody hell, I just won the Tour. What else is there other bigger than that? So it goes without saying it's probably the bonheur of my sporting career, but perhaps not in life.